pretty quiet out there. Not much wind and nothing happening on the surface this morning. It's the middle of October. It was cold last night. I think it might have got into the 30s, but that's not surprising that there's no surface activity this time of year. That doesn't mean that they're not out there feeding. I'm using a new flavor today that I've never actually used. Juicy watermelon tiger nuts. Let me get going. I'll tell you about it a little bit more. Yeah, I made these several months ago. Back in the spring, I think it was, and I just never got around to using them. This is one of the flavors that I think smells really good, and somebody ordered a jar of juicy watermelon flavor the other day, and I smelled that as I was putting that order together and remembered, oh yeah, I made some of these for myself a while back, and yeah, they smell really good scent. Are the carp gonna like it? Are they gonna agree? Well, I guess you'll just have to watch and find out. The leaves are falling, collecting on the surface of the water, and I'm sure they're sinking down into the bottom. Also, had our first frost the day before yesterday, so that really gets the fall things started. Still have some warm days on the forecast for this week, though. It looks like the cooler temps are coming next week, but still it's going to be 80 today and low to mid 80s the rest of the week, so should see some pretty good fishing still. Pack bait, I put this together this morning before I left the house. It's the standard mix that I always use of oats and sweet feed, and there's a can of corn and a can of creamed corn and chili powder this morning. Spicy chili corn pack bait. I'm running 3-ounce feeder sinkers on here today. Normally with it as calm as it is out there, I would just do 2-ounce. Don't really need 3-ounce just to hold the bait down, but I already got them on there, so there's really no advantage to sizing down, I don't think. One thing I have found, one advantage of the 2 ounces is in fishing weedy areas. The 2 ounce is just a smaller diameter sinker, and it will you can pull it through weeds a little bit easier than that larger 3-ounce sinker. Apart from that situation, I don't really downsize the sinker in very many situations. However, I do upsize frequently if it's windy, there's lots of waves and I need to keep that bait pinned down, or if there's lots of boat traffic and there's lots of waves. Wind and boats, 3 ounces help. River too, if there's current, 3 ounces helpful there too. But I suppose, if you're fishing for small carp, a 3 ounce can be a little overkill, and kind of the more weight you have on there, then that kind of acts as a hinge point when you're fighting a fish, and that additional weight could swing the hook around and pull on the hook a little more than you might want if you're fishing small fish. So that a 2 would be good if you're fishing for, I'd say, 5 pounds or less fish. I used to fish with 1 ounce. I've done that before. I catch lots of fish like that, but I have found that with a bolt rig, style rig like I like to fish with, upping it to 2 ounces helped with my hookup ratio. I got better hookups with a little bit more weight. Here's what's going to catch them today. I got these spicy chili powder pack bait and that juicy watermelon tiger nuts. So we've got some spicy watermelon combo going out. Plunk. Oh, I must have stepped on this one accidentally while I was casting. It's all flattened on one side. I suppose I'll fix it. Just fanning these out. One, I didn't cast it very far off to the right because there's a down tree right there, and I've had problems with that tree in the past. So one about kind of just a little bit to the right. One's going to be a little bit to the left, and then the other one's going to be way off to the left down here. And I am winging them out there pretty good, about 40-50 yards or so. And it's about 10:15 in the morning. This time of year, I tend to have my best fishing in the late morning, early afternoon. Once the sun has had a chance to hit the water and warm it up a little bit, seems like they get a little bit more active during those hours. That's just where I fish. That doesn't mean that's some hard, fast rule. It varies from wherever you go. Fish behave a little bit differently. Try out different times of day at your local lake or river and figure out when their active times are there. They might be very different from what they are here. This water is pretty darn chilly. I washed my hands in it earlier, and I bet it's in the low 60s. I'm gonna measure it here once I get this bucket filled up. Yeah, it's a time of year when I start paying attention to water temperature again. Haven't done that since spawn. Oh man, down to 58 already. That's right here by the shore in 6 inches of water. This stuff gets really chilled during the cold night. I'm sure out in that deeper stuff it's not quite that chilly, but yeah, getting into the 50s. But this time of year when there's, you know, a 30-degree difference between the evening temperature and the daytime temperature, the water temperature can also swing widely in a 24-hour period. And I bet this water, it was 58 now, but I bet it'll get up into the mid 60s by 4 o'clock this afternoon at the warmest part of the day. First bite of the day. Nice. It's been a while. It's almost noon. And it hasn't been warming up very fast. Well, I guess I'm kind of been sitting in the shade. But here we go. Fish on. Still haven't seen any. Ooh. Broke the surface out there. Still haven't seen any surface breakers, but I haven't been watching that closely. I've been kind of reading on my phone, and I've heard a few splashes out there though during the past couple hours. It's hard to know about size, especially when the water's getting colder. Even the big fish don't have a ton of fight in them once the water dips down into the 50s like it is right now. Water clarity has improved a little bit here at this lake since the temps have been dropping. I don't see any algae, but even when there's zero algae bloom going on, the water's still pretty dirty. Oh yeah, this is a good fish. Yeah, this is a good fish. This is not a dink at all. Alright, come on in here. Come on in here. Oh, I couldn't get the net lifted up fast enough. Such are the difficulties of netting a fish by yourself and lifting that net with one arm. Back when I was in school, there was this lunch lady who used to punch our lunch tickets, and she had the arm that she used to punch our lunch tickets was way bigger than her other arm. At least it seemed like that when I was a kid. It seemed like this lady had a big right arm and her left arm wasn't as big, but memories when you're a kid are probably not all that accurate. Okay, fish in the net. Yeah, I think this fish is going to be deceptively heavy. He's not very long, but he's very, very stout. Oh, yeah, it's 14 in the net, so yeah, great fish to start out the day. It's 14 in the net. This is my heavy net, so I need to subtract 3 pounds for that. So 11-pound fish, 11 and a half, something like that. Just that stocky, wide fish, but pretty cool. Like I said, it's about noon. Finally getting a bite. So yeah, midday carping in October. Back he goes. Great fish to start out the day. See you next time. Juicy watermelon tiger nuts did not survive that fight, so I'm going to replace them. Before I do that, I'm going to check that hook. Make sure it's needle sharp, that it grabs the skin of my finger good, and it sure does. If you want to see what kind of hooks that I like to use for carp fishing, there's a gear list in the description with all the equipment and the tackle that I use for these carp fishing trips. Almost every time I lose a fish, somebody likes to suggest that it was the hook that I'm using is the problem. Never mind the 1,000 other fish that I landed successfully with the same hook. Let's focus on the one that I lost and say that the hook is the problem. Sometimes you just lose fish. That's just the way fishing goes. No point in analyzing it or trying to change something. Now, if you're losing fish, having hook pulls over and over and over again, it's a regular thing, then yeah, there's probably something to be improved there. But that's not the case with this particular rig and setup that I use. I don't know what my loss rate is, but it's small. I don't lose a lot of fish, so when that does happen, I just don't worry about it too much, because I know that this rig is proven and the hooks are proven. They work good most of the time, and yeah, that's how fishing works. Most of the time things work as they should. Sometimes they just don't. There's nothing you can do about it. And if you're losing fish on a regular basis, it could be a lot of reasons causing that. Might have nothing to do with your hook or your rig. It might be with your drag setting or your fighting technique. It might be with the type of line that you're using, whether it has any stretch or not. Lots of factors. There we go, same rod as last time. Yeah, this fish is he's gonna go around that tree. No, you don't. No, you don't. He went around the tree. My line is in the tree. I'm just holding steady tension on that and waiting to see if the fish, yes, he was going back out. Good. And I'm really gonna horse him away from there now. It's been pretty slow today. I think it's getting almost 1 o'clock now. Pretty slow. Come on in here. Where's he hooked? He's hooked right in the corner. Another short, stocky fish. He feels cold. This fish feels cold compared to the air temperature out here. I think it's probably in the 70s with the air temperature, and that water is definitely still in the 60s. Small little stocky fish. I'm not going to weigh this one. Glad to have him though. Kind of slow so far. Alright, off you go. Thanks. This rod is on fire today. I wouldn't say it's on fire, but it's heating up. This is the only rod that's been catching fish over here to my right. Interesting. It hasn't been that long since I just caught that most recent fish, so maybe 15 minutes or so that's good. The day's getting warmer, the water's warming up, fish are coming alive. This fish is being pretty passive most of the way here. He's trying to head for that tree. No. There are mirrors in this lake. I think I've caught a couple out of this lake. So even though it doesn't feel like the biggest fish I've ever caught, I'm gonna treat it well because it might be the coolest mirror I ever caught. I don't know. Let's see. Come on in. Just gonna take your picture. Oh. Nope. I think that fish was trying to rub his face on the net, or maybe on the bottom right here in this super shallow stuff. I think I've seen that before, where the fish try to rub their mouth on something. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if these there could be a second spawn, maybe just getting started or something. I don't know. The bellies on these carp are big. I don't know if that's because they're eating a lot, or if there might be some eggs in there, or maybe just the genetics of just coincidence that I caught 3 carp that have the same big belly features. Pretty cool though. Hey, you got me. Thank you. All 3 fish came from that same area over there to my right. I don't have an explanation for that. I'm pretty sure there are no unique features or anything over there that's different from 50 yards that way. So I don't know. I mean, I know that there aren't any like unique depth changes or holes or anything over here, but you know, I don't know the history of this spot, the recent history. I mean, for all I know, a flock of pelicans could have sat in that spot over there, spent the afternoon over there yesterday, and dropped a bunch of poop in that spot, and maybe that's why there's fish hanging out over there. I don't know. Could be a lot of things. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. Oh yeah, I was up at the truck getting something. Of course, it always happens when I walk away. Been sitting here for like an hour. It's like 2 o'clock. Sitting here like an hour with nothing, and that's all you need to do to get a bite is walk away. Oh, my other line just went slack. Yeah, there's definitely a fish on that other one. Okay. Long period of nothing, and now I'm catching a double. Okay. This one's going real good. I need to stop this one in its tracks. Pick up some of that slack, otherwise it's a guaranteed snag. Just gonna do one at a time. Ooh, I saw a big boil out there. This might be a good fish here on the first one. I'd like to get this first fish netted right between my two lines if I could, if he'll cooperate. It's easy to get flustered in these situations and maybe not manage the fight as well as it should be, and lose fish. Trying to stay calm here. That one's running. See it running? He's going. It really is a miracle that this fish didn't get tangled in my other lines. I got him. Uh-oh, triple. My other one's gone. All right, now we're getting the heart pumping. Yeah, fish one. He's about the size of that first one I caught, I think. Between 10 and 12 pounds is my guess. Great fish. Got two more going on back here. All right, bye-bye to you. All right, I'm just gonna pick up on this one here. Just get a gauge of what kind of weight I got on the end of the line here. That feels pretty heavy. Kind of feels like it's rubbing on something. I mean, that's not shocking. This fish has been allowed to run for a while. I'm gonna pick up on this one here. That felt like it was in something. I'm pretty sure there's more branches over in this corner. I've had more snags over in this area than straight out in front of me. Oh, I can see branches on my line way out there. Already I can see branches on my line. I'm not even 100% sure I got a fish on still. I might just be pulling in a pile of branches. That's happened before. Because when they're allowed to run like that in this shallow water, there's branches laying in the water all over the place, and that line just sweeps across from side to side and catches everything. There's a stick. Where's the fish? The line goes off that way. Guess maybe I can get that stick in here. I can get the stick in here and get... Okay, there's a stick and a fish. Stick and a fish, stick and a fish. This is weird. The line's wrapped around the stick. The fish is a good 20 feet beyond the stick. So close. I just need to get my hands on that stick. All right, come here. Ah, I got it. All right, fish, this is the best chance you've had to get away yet. All right, there's that. Fortunately, that fish didn't go on any heavy runs while I had a hold of that stick. There it is. That's a beaut. Just running. I need to stop this guy. Stop. Stop. Stop running. Get in here, fish. Gotcha. Another short, stocky fish. 10-12 pounds would be my guess. He got me with his serrated dorsal fin there. He got me, man, he got me good. Started flopping around and he got me real good on right on the radial artery right there. Didn't stab me though, it was just like a saw. I'll be all right, it's not bleeding much. Get out of here. Little saw marks. Okay. This guy's been free to roam for at least 10 minutes. I feel rubbing on branches. Don't go over there. Here he comes. Here he comes. This is a good fish. Yeah. You know, it's pretty rare for me to get a triple and then actually land all three of the fish. That doesn't happen very often. I usually get some kind of snags when they're allowed to run around for that long, but well, got all three of them today. That was pretty cool. Must be a mess of these, 7 to 10 pounders swimming around out there. There's giants in here. It's just a numbers game. So I'm gonna get baited up. I got all three of my rods laying right here beside the mat, and I'm gonna get baited up and see if some giants will move in. See ya. There we go again. Yes, sir. This feels like a small fish. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it was just swimming in with me. Felt like a small fish at first. Yes. No dinks today. Just lots of these kind of 5 to 10 pound range. Stocky fish that put up a really great fight. I mean, the wide body on these fish at this particular lake, a lot of times I have I don't know why the background's so bright, sorry about that, but a lot of times I have big schools of little tiny 1-2 pound fish come through. I haven't seen any of those today, which is very nice. So yeah, I guess it's just that tiny little window of time when some fish moved through and got me pretty entertained there with the triple. That was a lot of fun, but it's been a while. They're gone. I don't know where they went, but they're not here anymore, so I'm gonna call it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.